Jai Bhim. With humble greetings and paying regards to Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar, the father of Indian Constitution, I, Neha Khobragade, on behalf of the Sanvidhan Foundation Nagpur, welcome all of you to the 63rd class of Sanvidhan School. I will start this session by reading Preamble of Constitution of India. We, the people of India, having solemnly resolved to constitute India into a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic, and to secure to all its citizens justice, social, economic, and political, liberty of thought, expression, belief, faith, and worship, equality of status and of opportunity, and to promote them among all. Fraternity, assuring the dignity of the individual and the unity and integrity of assembly this 26th day of November 1949 do hereby adopt, enact and give to ourselves this constitution. Thank you. Today we have with us our eminent guest N.Ash Babu sir. He is 2008 batch Indian Revenue Service officer and currently posted as Additional Commissioner in Income Tax Department, Pune. Sir is basically from Guntur district in Andhra Pradesh. He has done his schooling from his birthplace Vinukonda and completed his BTech in Mechanical Engineering from NIT Guntur. Sir has worked at various places in income tax department like DDIT investigation, deputy commissioner in Mumbai. He has assessed top bodies during his various assessment charge and has conducted many surveys. Apart from his various positions in income tax department, he has also been active for other social causes. During first coordinator for community kitchen for Pune division, which included Pune, Sangli, Satara, Solapur, and Kolhapur districts. That activity has helped feeding thousands of poor people during lockdown. Sir played an important role in refunding exorbitant bills paid by the poor patients, which was collected by the private and corporate hospitals during the COVID pandemic. Sir has been imparting his knowledge to aspiring civil servants by teaching subjects like current affairs and public administration in Yashada and Bharti on a regular basis. Sir is also an eminent writer and has his articles regularly published in English and Telugu languages on social issues. He has also authored a book named Tales of Small Town. The topic of today's class is national integration. Sir has graced our school earlier by his presence, and we are very thankful to you, sir, for staying connected to us for this Constitution Awareness campaign. Sir, a very warm welcome to you from Sanvidhan Foundation, Nagpur, for today's Sanvidhan School.
Yeah.
We also have with us founder of Sanvidhan Foundation, Khobragade sir, and our member Deepak Niranjan sir. Before we proceed further on today's topic, I would like to give a brief about Sanvidhan Foundation. Sanvidhan Foundation is a non-profitable, non-political social organization. Its primary objective is to convey the message of constitutional values, principles, and philosophy to every citizen of India and to inculcate a constitutional culture in them. Khobragade sir in 2005, then working as CEO, Nagpur Jilla Parishad, has started the Sanvidhan Orak, the Introduction to Constitution campaign by reciting preamble of the Indian Constitution in all Jilla Parishad schools on a daily basis, along with the morning prayer routine. It was a kind of innovative venture. Every morning, the school children began to read the preamble of the Constitution, thereby getting introduced to the Constitution at an early age. It led to celebration of Constitution Day on 26 November 2005 for the very first time. Later on, Sanvidhan Foundation pursued the state and central governments. As a result, now every year on 26 November, Constitution Day or Sanvidhan Day is celebrated across the country to raise awareness about our Constitution. Sanvidhan Foundation was set up by Khobragade sir in 2012 to carry forward the Sanvidhan Orak, the Introduction to Constitution campaign, and reach out to all sections of the society. Sanvidhan Foundation has been constantly organizing workshops, seminars, conferences, convention, etc. on the Constitution and Constitution-related topics. Along with the Constitution Awareness campaign, we discuss the problems and issues related to the exploited, deprived, neglected, weaker sections and minorities. We also discuss about various government schemes, implementation of those schemes, budgets, etc. under Vikas Vahini. Subsequently, a constitution school or Sanvidhanachi Shala was started for impartial discussion on all issues pertaining to the Indian Constitution. This is our small effort for constitutional awareness. Every Saturday, we invite distinguished guests like you to share their views on subjects related to the Indian Constitution. Today, this is the 63rd session of the Constitution School organized by Sanvidhan Foundation. I once again welcome N.अश Babu sir and all of you who watch us on social media to this Constitution School. Now, without further ado, let's listen to today's guest, and thereby I humbly request N. Babu sir to present his views on today's topic. So, please.
Thank you, Neha Khobragade, for your nice and brief introduction. And I also thank to Dr. E.Z. Khobragade sir for spreading the awareness of Constitution, constitutional values, the spirit of Constitution among the masses, among the officials, and at various places throughout the country. And I also observed wherever I have been visiting different places throughout the country for official purposes and personal purposes. Nowadays, the district collectors and superintendent of police are also keeping the preamble, the frame of the preamble in their offices. It's really a great development. When I visited my cousin in Baloda Bazaar, Chhattisgarh state, he has had that framework of the Indian Constitution. I asked from where this has come, Then he said, I saw that nowadays everybody is doing that. So I have kept in my office. And he is the IPS officer and SP of the Baloda Bazaar district, Chhattisgarh. So I told him the entire story of E.Z. Khobragade sir and his efforts, how it has been started in Maharashtra in a small scale in his district, and then how it spread throughout the state, and then how the state government has acknowledged it, then how the central government, union government has also acknowledged it, and now it has been officially announced as National Constitution Day. So I once again acknowledge and thankful for the really visionary outlook and visionary his views of Dr. E.Z. Khobragade sir. Sir, we are all really benefited out of your this vision and your views. Now, coming to the point of national integration, I will use the words interchangeably: national integration and national integrity. Both are verb and noun. So, when agitations were going on around this country for the last 2 weeks, I thought to share my views regarding this national integration around this Agnipad scheme, and last week also around some political party spokespersons controversial remarks. So these violent agitations were going on around the country. So I thought to share my views about this national integration. I remember the days of 1990s when I was in school and initial college days. Mandal Commission report has come, and before that, Babri Masjid and Ram Janmabhoomi issue was erupted. Then Mandal Commission was took up by the then government with the political stand, and all entire country was burning. Then at that time, this topic national integration had come into picture. Again, I remembered those days, and I thought to share my views on this national integration. This national integration or integrity, this word integrity is found many places in the constitution. It is there in the preamble, it is there in the fundamental rights, particularly articles 19, 2, 3, 4. Then fundamental duty 51 A in bracket C. Then it is there in article what is this 16th Amendment Act also it is there. Okay, then how the word this integrity is always associated with the unity. Whenever that word comes unity, it always associated with unity, then sovereignty, then security. So these are the important keywords many times are used in the Constitution of India: unity, integrity, security, and sovereignty. So in preamble, it is mentioned as Neha just now read from the preamble, the fraternity assuring the dignity of the individual and unity and integrity of the nation. It always associated with the unity, then assuring the dignity also, dignity of the individual. So then, what is integrity? Integrity is the choice to act with wisdom, honesty, strong moral character, even in adverse situations. Even in adverse situations, you have to act with wisdom. Normally, in crisis, we lost our wisdom, we lost our intelligence, we lost our tongue also many times. We talk very loosely, normally, an average person. So, even in the adverse situation, if you are able to behave yourself with wisdom, honesty, strong moral character, that is known as integrity, as per the definition of the integrity. So we need, when we are talking about integrity, it means we are talking about wisdom also. We are talking about honesty also. We are talking about strong moral character also. So this is the thing. And earlier, the word integrity was not found in the constitution. In 1950s, when the drafting committee under the leadership of Baba Sahib Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, when it was drafted, the word integrity was not inserted or not found there. Later, in 1963, the government of India, the Parliament of India had to enact, had to amend the constitution, and to it had to insert the word known as integrity, to uphold the integrity and sovereignty of India, because there were some forces rising against the sovereignty and integrity of India. In Tamil Nadu, the present Tamil Nadu, in 1960s, there was a great movement, Tamil Dravid Kazhagam movement. So they fought for the entire southern parts of Tamil dominated parts, and some parts included, including Sri Lanka. They want to separate a kind of not a nation, but they want autonomy, greater autonomy. So whenever these greater autonomy issues have come, it will be like government always feel that it is thwarting, or it is against the national integrity. So when they came and they won the elections also, Dravida Kazhagam movement leader Annadurai, and he came and he was talking against the not against exactly. He was talking for the more autonomy and almost a kind of a separate nation type of thing. He was talking in the parliament. Then the then government under the leadership of Jawaharlal Nehru thought how to counter his arguments. So then they had come up with the 16th Amendment Act, and according to that, any candidate, any candidate who wants to file his nomination before the returning officer, either it could be legislative assembly or it may be for parliamentary elections, Lok Sabha elections or Rajya Sabha elections, they have to take oath before the returning officer. I think Khobragade sir, as returning officer, he might have administered oath for a number of candidates during his district collectorship and subdivisional officer. So it was made as a like a mandate or binding on the part of these divisive forces, separatist forces. So they had to take the oath as exactly. I will read it from these pages. They have to read it as, I will uphold the sovereignty. I will uphold the sovereignty and integrity of India. So when you are taking the oath to protect the, to uphold the sovereignty and integrity of India, and after, when you win the elections, you, when you become the member of legislative assembly or parliament, you cannot talk against the unity, this sovereignty and integrity of India. That's how they contained the divisive forces in 1963 and 64. So because of that, the Dravida Kazhagam leaders, the DMK leaders, including Annadurai or any other leader, they could stopped. They stopped all these talking of a separate autonomy for the then Tamil Dravida Kazhagam, and that's how the integrity and sovereignty of India those days were was protected. Then coming to 1975, you know that there was like very series of disturbances in the country, and in 1975 the then prime minister Srimati Indira Gandhi had to impose the internal emergency under article 352 throughout the country. So there was railway strike, there was this all mill strike in Mumbai, and there was a Krantikar Andolan in Gujarat, Bihar, every state, and there was above that there was a problem of this war migrants from Bangladesh. The then East India and the newly created Bangladesh, India had also participated in that movement, in that war, directly, indirectly initially, then later directly, and everything had become burden on the exchequer of the government. And when it was in real troublesome times, all these again strikes, Andolan, Vidyarthi movement, all those things had started, and because of those disturbances, Indira Gandhi had to impose the internal emergency. We are not going into that political aspect whether it was correct or not when it was imposed on June 26th, 1975. We are not going into that aspect. We are seeing only from the constitutional point of view. So in order to contain these kind of disturbing forces, divisive forces, they had to insert this word integrity in fundamental rights also. Fundamental right, what it says, right to freedom, right to speech, right to do this and that. So they are doing whatever they want. So they say that under the provision of this one, reasonable restrictions, under provision of reasonable restrictions, yes, you have the right to freedom, right to speech, right to move anywhere, right to have associations, right to do everything. That is your fundamental right. But always these fundamental rights of all these freedom of speech, expression, thought, belief, then form associations, everything come up with a reasonable restriction. That is very important. Reasonable restriction. Otherwise, you see, in a game also, football, for example, in football, you cannot kick the ball everywhere, wherever you want. Then there is it is not a game. So these even freedom of speech, is thought, expression, association, everything comes with reasonable restriction. You cannot talk everything like mad, like insane fellow, or you cannot behave whatever you want. You have to behave yourself properly, in a sane manner, in a dignified manner, in a like due process of law is also there. You have to consider, respect, acknowledge it, whatever you are doing in this country under the freedom of speech, thought, and expression. So they had come up with these words, integrity everywhere, integrity in 19 Article 19.2, then Article 19.3, and Article 19.4. So for the benefit of the readers, I will just read loudly so that you can understand. Article 19.2. The operation of any existing law or prevent the state from making any law in so far such law imposes reasonable restrictions on the exercise of the right conferred by the said subclass in the interests of the sovereignty and integrity of the India, the security of the state, friendly relations with foreign states, public order, decency or morality, or in relation of contempt of court, defamation, or incitement to an offense. So wherever it is affecting the integrity of the country, if you are indulging, or if you are indulging into decency, violation of any decency, or violation of any morality, or if you are talking or anything is violating the relations with the foreign states, friendly foreign states, or if it is leading to contempt of court, then the government can impose reasonable restrictions. That's how they had protected the integrity and sovereignty of the country. Then Article 19(3), it says, Article 19 in bracket 3, it says, nothing in the clause B of the said clause shall affect the operation of any existing law insofar as it imposes or prevent the state from making any law imposing in the interests of sovereignty and integrity of India, public order, reasonable restrictions on the exercise of the right conferred by the said subclause. Here also, everywhere, they want to protect the public order with the reasonable restrictions and thereby to the integrity and sovereignty of the country. Then Article 19(4), it says, nothing in subclause C of the said clause shall affect the operation of any existing law insofar as it imposes or prevent the state from making any law imposing the interests of the sovereignty and integrity or public order or morality, reasonable restrictions. Overall, it 19(2), (3), (4), it says, in order to contain and in order to maintain the public order, decency, morality, and with friendly relations with other countries, or to respect the judiciary, not to become the contempt of the court, everything, this freedom of speech, thought, expression, everything will come along with the reasonable restrictions. This is the sum up. Then in fundamental rights also, the word integrity is mentioned. Fundamental duties also. So Article 51A C, it says that to uphold and protect the sovereignty, unity, and integrity of India. So I am seeing and reading. I am not by heart like Neha Khobragade. Without seeing, I cannot read. So I am reading by seeing it. So it says that to uphold and protect the sovereignty, unity, and integrity of India. So this is also very important. That's how it has been made as a fundamental duty on the part of each citizen to uphold the integrity of the country. So this also we have to take care when we are talking about integrity. Then so as far as my knowledge is concerned, only in these articles that word is mentioned, that again in national integration, other, see, the government is taking all other measures also, not only in the constitution, uh, by statutes and by other constitution of the statutory bodies also, it is taking care of the national integration and national integrity. How it is taking care, then one interstate council is there. Article 263 says that there is an interstate council. If the government, if it feels so, it can constitute. So later, accordingly, our interstate council has been constituted under the chairmanship of the prime minister, some important ministers, and all chief ministers, administrators, lieutenant governors are the members of this interstate council. But fortunately or unfortunately, nowadays this interstate council or national integration council and all those things are not so active, because the parliament is very active. So I think, and there are no serious disturbances nowadays, apart from these recent Agnipath agitation and this controversial remarks of the political party spokesperson. Otherwise, there are no disturbances, serious disturbances. So maybe the government is thinking these functioning of the interstate council, national integration council, all those are not so necessary. So that's why these are not so active. As per these statistics, they met some time back in 2017 or so, this interstate council. Then national integration council, if I remember, national integration council was constituted in 1990 in the aftermath of Ram Janmabhoomi Babri Masjid issue, and Mandal Commission disturbances, agitations, and thereby students were at the height of their agitation throughout the country, that VPC government National Integration Council was constituted. There also not only the cabinet ministers, all other some other important ministers, then opposition leaders, then journalists, eminent personalities, social workers were also made as the members of this National Integration Council, and it also work and towards the direction of the national integration. Zonal councils also, you know, that that is mentioned. Zonal council in the constitution. There are 5 zonal councils: north, east, west, south, central zonal, and another is also constituted recently. Northeast northeast zone, which consists of all northeast states like Assam, Meghalaya, Mizoram, Tripura, Nagaland, then Manipur, and they had included this Sikkim also. So these, apart from interstate council, National Integration Council, zonal councils also now and then they meet. Recently, in the last month, zonal council of West Zone, they met in Ahmedabad under the chairmanship of Home Minister Shri Amit Shah, and they discussed certain issues related to those states. And the chief minister of that particular state where they have organized that meeting, he would be the vice chairman of that zonal council normally. So these are also the mechanisms to promote, propagate, to and to keep the national integration. One is interstate council, then zonal council, national integration council, and indirectly this finance commission also is helping in national integration. Finance commission, and they will work out how much finances they have to disburse for that 5 years or 10 years, whatever may be the exact term. They will recommend it to the central government. Accordingly, the central government will disburse the package as per these recommendations of the finance commission. That's how it is also playing a vital role in the promotion and keeping intact of the national integration. Then official language. See, official language is also Article 343 says that Hindi is the official language. Official language. There is a difference between national language and official language. We have to keep this fact in mind always. Some people they use these words interchangeably, but that is not correct. It is not national language but official language. But Hindi is playing a vital role in keeping this national integration intact. Except few southern state people, most of the people they could able to talk, understand, if not writing, but they could able to talk. They can talk, they can understand, they can speak also very well in Hindi. Most of the states. That's how in India most of the times this is used as a medium of transaction or medium of interaction. So in Hindi also as an official language, as per according to Article 343 in bracket 1, it is playing a vital role. There is a separate division also, department in the Ministry of Home to take care of official language affairs and how to increase the usage of Hindi official language in official matters, in interaction between states, interaction between states and the center, and in all other court matters also. It is promoting the usage of this official language, and once this is spread throughout the country, this official language, maybe like we will have a kind of fraternity and a kind of common feeling, unity feeling may come up. Like once the language is uniform, certainly the uniformity will come naturally, I feel. But I request the these people, citizens of northern states also, as we are learning the Hindi as a third language, you can also learn some other Indian language. Maybe it could be Tamil or Malayalam, Telugu, Marathi, anything. Like there is a like a serious grievance among South Indians when we are learning Hindi, why they are not learning any of our languages? And when you learn more languages, it is going to be an asset for you. It is not at all a loss for you. Hence, I request if there is any North Indian listener who is listening to this talk, kindly you try to learn, or these governments also can promote any other Indian language as a curriculum in their schools. That is my suggestion. Then armed forces are also playing a vital role in the national integration, in promoting national integration. So you know that every area there is a some like in Hyderabad we knew that there is a Bihari regiment. Means it's not only Bihari people, but most of the times Bihari people are there, and other area people are also there, but they have that name. Mahar regiment is also there from Maharashtra. We are very proud of that. Then various kinds of regiments are also there. In each regiment, the official language is Hindi, and they talk, and all kinds of people from different states are also there. And with this, through the interaction and through their staying together for months and years together, this kind of national integration is also being promoted. And to in order to the next point, in order to promote the national integration, the president of India is also having some special powers. So whenever there is any doubt or anything, or he wants to refer it to Supreme Court, he can refer the matter to Supreme Court under Article 143. If there is any, if he feels that something going against the national integrity and unity, then Article 356 also playing another important role. As per SR Bommai judgment, you cannot just remove the state governments like before 1990s. There used to be like just simply whenever there was a change in the god of the state and center, there used to remove the state governments. Now, because of the SR Bommai judgment of the Honorable Supreme Court, it is not possible. And one of the reason they said if there is any threat to the national unity and integrity in that particular state, you can impose. One of the reason for the imposing recommendation for imposition of the Article 356 in the states. So there also we can see this national integration or the word integrity is called. Then river water tribunals are also there. River water tribunals. These are the national level tribunals. They resolve the differences between various states. For example, Godavari River Tribunal, Krishna River Tribunal between Maharashtra, Karnataka, and Andhra Pradesh. So, see, otherwise it is very difficult to determine the quantity of the water to be used by each state from these big rivers. So, perennial rivers. So, these tribunals, as per their what you call awards, tribunal awards, they will give some award. This state has to use this much of water. This state has to use this much of water for the next 10 years or so. Then they will abide by the awards of the tribunals. These are also playing a vital role in the promotion of the national integration. Otherwise, might is right, the bigger state may damage the interests of the smaller states. This would have been happened. And even if you see this Ravi Bias, this Indus Water Treaty, even it is these tribunals are playing a vital role between India and Pakistan also. Then so, how to promote apart from these constitutional measures, and apart from how many minutes still I have? I think 10 minutes are only okay. Apart from this constitutional, constitutional thing, then other mechanisms through the statutes and acts, how we can promote the national integrity. So national integrity first, every citizen, my urge, my request is every citizen should understand the constitution is the supreme law of the land. You, not your dharma, not your religion, not your practice, custom or ritual is not the supreme. Constitution is the supreme law of the land. Religion, let the religion should be your personal thing. Let it be, let it should not, let it not cross the door of your house. If there is any clash of opinion or clash of interest between religion and the law, religion or constitution, the law is supreme, not the religion, and the constitution is the supreme, not the religion, not your practices, not your so-called dharma. Your dharma is different from other people's dharma. So you may value it so great and precious. For some other people it may, it looks like very frivolous, or very, it may be very trivial. So in order to create a kind of binding between all citizens, different castes, communities, languages, religions, India is a mosaic country. All types of people are there. It is a country within the country, and it is a subcontinent also. It is a subcontinent, it means it consists of different qualities of different countries within the country. So when you start to respect the law of the land, whenever there is like a doubt of like a doubt of opinion or clash of opinion, clash of interest, then naturally law is very clear, and these problems will be subsided, and there will not be any clash between the two groups of anything like religion, caste, sex, or creed, or region, anything. Don't flare up your own interests because of your personal or your regional or your religious or your caste or community interests. Don't flare up. You follow, just follow the constitution or the law of the land. Then in order to promote such things, the present government has promoted, has officiated National Unity Day on October 31st. National Unity Day. So in each and every office in ministry, they have to celebrate, they have to officiate certain functions, and we have to remember the greatness of Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel. And this is also in somewhat it is helpful. Everybody should observe it. National Integrity Day on November 19, on the birthday of the then late Prime Minister Srimati Indira Gandhi. That is also National Integrity Day. We are celebrating. Then, regarding the curriculum, we have to develop the scientific approach. The curriculum should be developing. It should not give priority to any religion or dharma or any unscientific thing. The children should be fostered since their childhood the scientific approach, rational outlook, what you call logical thinking. You should not be illogical. Whatever we thought or whatever we do or whatever we are teaching to our children, it should be logical, and it should promote a logical thinking, rational outlook, and scientific approach. And we should say that humanity is the first. And if somebody is hurted your sentiments or anything, you cannot kill him simply because he is not there. Once you kill him, he is not going to be there tomorrow. So humanity is the first, not the religion. So this thing also we have to foster among the children, particularly if there are any teachers or professors or lecturers in this session, or whosoever listen it later. You should foster a kind of this kind of practice. Humanity is first, nation is first, country is first, law is important, not your dharma, religion, or your custom. This kind of thing will bind upon the this will create a kind of bonding among the citizens, and the citizen will see the other citizen through the spectrum of rationality. He will not see through the spectrum of religion or caste. He will not have any prejudices or otherwise predilections also. Or you have to shed all kinds of prejudices and predilections. Then country first, nation first concept should be developed. Then see, for countries like Germany and Russia, they have a concept of motherland, fatherland. So that kind is also, and in case of Chinese People's Republic of China, there is communism. So a kind of one kind of unified force is there in those countries. Unfortunately, that is missing in our country. So, but some organizations, some political parties, they created the concept known as Bharat Mata. But it's okay if you respect Bharat Mata means like it is not any women representing some country. It is like your feeling. It is like what you call like a feeling. So one can feel that Bharat Mata is there. We have to respect something like that. If there is any other new idea, also come. It can be fostered. Something, whatever is said and done, the unity and integrity should be protected. The bonding should be developed among all citizens, irrespective of religion, race, caste, region, sex, and other unnecessary things. So, and the persons who are there in the important key positions, see, your words are being listened by crores of people. This is the country of around 143 crore population. Most of the people, they do average work, and after that, after the average work of 8 hours, they sit and watch the TV. Most of the people, more than 100 crore population, around less than 20 crore, they were so busy in their activities. Otherwise, more than 100 crore people, they are always free and watching TVs and media and this YouTube, that YouTube. So whenever you talk, it should be very clear, and it should be like a decent, it should be like very crystal clear. It should not flare up any sentiments of any other dharma people or religious people. That should be very careful. One should be like whenever we are talking in the public media. I think these are very important factors I have thrown up. If there is any important factors, if you want to say, other participants can also can throw their point of views here. I would like to stop. Once again, I'm thankful for this opportunity given to me by EZ Kopragade sir, and I would looking forward to have many more sessions like this in the future also. Thank you one and all.
Okay.
Sir, you have given a lot of information, guidance, and you have done a beautiful assessment on today's topic. You have explained what is integrity and how wisdom, morality, and honesty also associated with integrity. You have slightly elaborated about integrity with respect of various articles of the Constitution, like Article 19, Article 51A, in a very simple language. And you have also stated about the interstate council, national integration council, which generally people are not aware of, and these are all set up by the government for this purpose. You also mentioned that in order to maintain and hold the integrity of the nation, the constitution should be considered as the prime, and the citizens should follow scientific, rational, and logical approach, especially is to be imbibed in the younger generation. Very well said that humanity and nationality should be followed by all to maintain this national integrity and sovereignty of the nation. Sir, thank you very much for taking the time to attend today's 63rd School of Constitution. We thank you again for joining us. I would request Izat Khobragade sir to say a few words for as a concluding remarks.
No, Mr. Ashok Babu has very nicely explained the concept of the national integration. I would like to invite the attention of the viewers what Dr. B.R. Ambedkar said in the Constituent Assembly on 25th November 1949. He said, because we all know, we say the Constitution is the supreme law of the land, and therefore we must obey the law, we must respect the Constitution and obey the law. So Dr. B.R. Ambedkar said, however good a constitution may be, If those who are implementing it are not good, it will prove to be bad. However, bad constitution may be, if those implementing it are good, it will prove to be good. So it all depends on the person who are implementing the constitutional culture. And in our constitution, there is a framework, there is a arrangement, and we always say these are the organ of the constitution or the pillars of the democracy, that is legislature, executive, and judiciary. Now, in the present scenario, uh, so the people, even a common man says, so constitution is not being respected, constitutional culture or constitutional values are not being obeyed by the person, those who are in the power. So I will not talk about the judiciary, but are we being the civil servant? So the lack of the integrity, what I understand the integrity also, the integrity of the nation. So that is that to promote the brotherhood, and the brotherhood concept comes when there is no there is no caste, no religion, that is given in the fundamental right, article 15, article and what Mr. Ashok Babu has said. So my point is, uh, to uphold the integrity of the nation, the civil servant should also follow the principle of the integrity. Integrity, that is the honesty, morality. Uh, Now you have a experience and you are working. I have also worked for 29 years in the civil service. If lack of integrity in civil servants, I feel the integrity of the nation is in danger, and democracy also in danger. What do you feel about it?
Yes, sir. The personal integrity, you see,
Yeah,
national integrity, finally it comes up into the picture. It's all the combination of personal integrity. Personal
yeah,
integrity, that a societal, then community, that integrity should be there among each and every individual. Then it will be reflected in the family. Then it will be reflected in the society and the community. And then it will be reflected in the nation as a whole. Integrity is a must thing. But unfortunately, most of the people, they lose it, and they lost it already for a
so
frivolous
they,
thing. Actually, during the service, they feel that so important. Actually, they could not enjoy all those things, and for frivolous things, they lost their integrity. And finally, after retirement, they will what you call. They will feel expression, that is sad thing, like I lost everything. Otherwise, I would see, for small things they lost integrity. Had they not lost their integrity, they would have served lakhs of people.
yeah.
Lakhs of families would have been benefited. In this case, he is thinking only about his family,
Hmm.
and that will also not be achieved finally after his retirement.
So that is, so they are performing against the constitutional spirit.
Certainly, against
Hmm.
his own conscience, against the conscience of the society and nation also.
So we can
Constitution.
say they are the enemies of the nation.
Yes, we can call
Then
prodigal son.
how to
Prodigal son.
reform? How to reform? That is
How
the
to
more
reform
danger.
is,
So,
as I
yeah,
said, that should be fostered since childhood, in the family by the parents, in the school by the teachers, in the college and university. At least if he had already crossed the levels of childhood, so schooling, at least in the college, some professors, some should be there, someone to teach all these kind of values, morality, what is important, what is not important in the society. For example, you are bothering about what is going to happen after your death, and which is not certain 100%, which is not, it is highly uncertain, and nobody has seen that. And you are disrespecting, you are killing your own brother of your neighbor. And this is a highly like unscientific thinking. Means these people are bothered about what is life after death, forgetting about the present life which is right before you. That is
That's
also another thing we have to foster among the children and students, initially by the parents, by the community, then by the school, later at least by the professors, if they missed all these stages.
That's true. Then for that, the constitutional values has to be inculcate among the officers also.
Hmm.
When they come in power, they forget everything what the good values they have been preach. The
Yes,
power is such a thing. Power makes the man mad,
yes. Absolutely.
hungry,
Absolutely.
greedy,
Power
and that is
hungry.
all against the national integration. So
That is
these values has to be incorporated. So our objective of the constitution awareness is for that the employees and the officers, those who implement the schemes of the government under the constitution. That must reach to the needy and poor people, and we should make their life comfortable and dignified what the constitution has guaranteed them. This is the objective, so we are trying this. Mr. Ashok Babu, thank you very much. You have enlightened us with in a very simple way this subject, national integration. We will again join on some other occasion also with new subjects. Uh, I think we will conclude our today's program. Neha will give vote of thanks and conclude.
Thank you, sir. Today's school has finally come to an end. I once again thank Ashok Babu sir and all the friends who watch our videos online. All the videos of our Sanvidhan school are available on Sanvidhan Facebook page as well as YouTube channel. Please
Sanvidhan
like and
Mitra.
share.
Appeal for Sanvidhan Mitra.
Yeah. Please like and share so it reaches to maximum citizens possible. Kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you get all the notification of all our programs. To make the Constitution Awareness Campaign a success, be a Savidhan Mitra by registering free of cost and help us in spreading the Constitution Awareness Campaign. For this, a link is available on our Facebook page of our Savidhan Foundation. Together, we will try to strengthen the democracy of the country. Let's meet again at Savidhan School organized by Savidhan Foundation. Let's meet another distinguished guest. Let's hear on another subject related to our constitution. Take care. Jai Bhim.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank you.
much.